Great morning, great morning. Today is November the 11th. It is Monday. It is Veterans Day. And I want to take a moment real quick to wish all of my veterans a happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all of those who served either in the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force. I don't know if the Coast Guard is in that, but I just want to wish each and every one of you all Veterans Day. Now, for those of you all for those of my veterans who want to take part in those free lunches and dinners, make sure you check your local restaurants. Usually it's like the restaurant chains, to see which restaurants are offering free meals for veterans. Make sure you have your military ID to show them. And listen, what a great day to have served in our military, in our armed forces. What a great day it is. I met a veteran. Well, before we get into all that, welcome to Kimmy Zero. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to all my new people who have gotten memberships over the last month. I want to say thank you to you. Welcome. If this is the first time you have tuned into the Kimmy's Morning Show, I want to formally welcome you here and also ask you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. While you're already there, go ahead and turn your notification bell on and hit the like button. Now, for those of you all who are a part of the Kimmy Gang, I want to welcome you here, ask you to go ahead and hit the like button and also share this broadcast. For those of you all who know, to support this channel, membership badges are available. Super chat, super thanks are available, as well as cash apps. Now, to assist with the overhead of running this channel, please consider making a small donation to support the channel, and you can send it to the below $KIMMIES WORLDD. Oh Lord, I almost choked. But anyway, welcome. Thanks for everybody tuning in on this morning. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button while you're already here. Now, I was getting into last week, I went to the car wash and I saw this gentleman had a 1st Cavalry Infantry Division cap on his head. And of course, he was a veteran. And the first thing I said is, "You served at Fort Hood?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, I did some training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I said, "Well, I did my basic training at Fort Leonard Wood." And we got to talking about him being drafted into the Army and how different things about his VA benefits or whatever. And I tell you one thing about veterans, you do not meet a stranger, no matter what color they are. I love the military. I love how it's just one big melting pot. We are all family. We are all brothers and sisters in the armed forces. And I love that about the military. And I wish our country was more like that, being able to not see color, right? Anyway, let's see who we got in the building this morning. We have Allison. She said, morning, Kimmy. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much, Allison. She tuned in at 7:30, honey. She was here already dropping comments. So shout out to Allison. We have Danielle McCullum. She said, good morning, everyone. She said, thanks all veterans for your service. And you're welcome. I appreciate that. For those of you all who are tuning in from Facebook, you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me make money to earn more, to make more content. Now, it's not the stars you got in your phone, but it's the stars that you purchase from Facebook. All right. We have Sylvia. She said, good morning, Kimmy and Danielle. New name alert. She's so silly. Great morning to Patricia Neely Dorsey. Great morning to you. And I just want to show y'all some pictures. Some of y'all probably have already seen these. These are pictures of me when I served in the military. This was me right here. The girl who is on the right, well, will be your left, my right. Her name was Tui Afanu. Let me see if I can remember her name. She had a Hawaiian name. Salalalu Atalalale something Tui Afanu. That's all I remember. Anyway, she's on the right of me. We were stationed. We went to basic together, went to AIT together, and we also were stationed at the same duty station. Now, the girl in front of me, her name is Reese. We went to basic training together at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. We went to AIT at Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. And we were stationed at the same duty station. That was a lifetime ago, y'all, like 25 years ago, almost 25. Like 8 days away from being 25 years ago. This was me right here. I was in the 147th Medical Logistics Battalion, short Med-Law Battalion. That is me sitting at the desk. At this moment, I was actually pregnant with Jasmine. This was in 1999 at Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. And yeah. And this is me. This is me as a soldier in, what year was that? 1997. Yeah. This is me as a soldier. I know I look completely different from then, but hey, that was a lifetime ago. That was like really a long, long time ago. Anyway, I know it's hard to believe. A lot of people can't believe I served in the military, but I did. I was a medical supply specialist in the military. And like I said, shout out to everybody who served in the military. I know my dad is a veteran. Also, my first cousin, Devin, shout out to you for your service. His son is also serving right now. Let me see if I can think of anybody else. My cousin, Jason, is a veteran. And, oh, shoot, I think my uncle is a veteran. We got a lot of veterans in the family. So shout out to all my family members and anybody that follows me on social media. Thank you for your service as well. Y'all, we had a lot popping off this weekend. Before we get into Tuskegee Centennial homecoming disaster, and HBCUs over the course of the last month have been having a lot of negative tension put on them, plus a lot of more other things we're going to talk about this morning. I want to talk about some positive things. So shout out to Tuskegee University. This was their 100th year anniversary. And this is Tuskegee University alumni Royal Court Queens. And they were actually the grand marshals at the parade. And they had two of these floats. My daughter is actually the one with her hand raised, and she has some blonde. Let me see, can I scroll across? She's the one on the far end with the jean pants. Shout out to her. This is her at Tuskegee University's homecoming. She is an AKA, and she was back on the yard, honey. This is also the other queens. This is the reigning Miss Tuskegee. I do not know her name, but The ones that are behind her are the older reigning Miss Tuskegee's. That's my daughter, and that is the famous Ebony Steele. If y'all did not know, Ebony Steele was a former Miss Tuskegee. Also, we have my daughter, the reigning Miss Tuskegee, the lady with the red and black cap. She is the oldest reigning former Miss Tuskegee, and the ones on the end, they were Miss Tuskegees as well. So before all the mess popped off, now for those of you all who did not know, Tuskegee experienced a pow pow this weekend, a massive pow pow. Y'all know what pow pow mean? I can't say it, but they experienced that this weekend, and we're gonna get into it. Sylvia, we got Tiffany Adventures. Great morning to you. She said, hey, big sis. Hey, Danielle. Happy Veterans Day to all of you who have served our nation. Without your sacrifices, we would not experience the freedoms that we have today. Nana Banana's in the building, and we are going to proceed on. So this weekend, it was about Sunday morning, about 1 a.m. this Sunday morning, I get a phone call. It's my daughter. She is frantic. I can barely understand what she's saying. Mind you, she got to Tuskegee on, I believe it was Thursday, might have been Wednesday. She got down to Tuskegee. She actually went down there for recruiting with her job, as well as it was homecoming weekend. So she's down there. And I didn't necessarily know at the time that she had called me that there had been a pow pow at the school. I just know she had a lot of fun. She also told me, Mama, the last time I talked to her, well, I believe it was Saturday morning, but she said, you're not going to hear from me as much this weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday when I fly back in home. She says it's going to be over 80-some thousand people at Tuskegee, and y'all know Tuskegee is small. So the phone systems were not working. That is too many people down there to be on those little towers. So I didn't expect I was going to hear from her. So my phone rings about 1 a.m. She is frantic, and I'm trying to wake up, and I'm like, what is going on? She was like, Mama, there's been a pow pow. And I was like, dude, what? And she's going on telling me all this stuff is happening. I'm trying to really grasp what's going on. She's like, I can't find my purse. My credit cards are in my purse. My keys are in my purse. I can't find my purse. And I was like, just breathe, relax. You know, are you safe right now? And she was like, I really don't know. I just need to get my purse and get out of here. And I was like, and at this moment, which was 1 a.m., the police had not got to the scene yet. As her and I continued to talk, I think it was the first phone call was about 20 minutes. By the end of the conversation, you can hear the police and the ambulance showing up on the scene. I'm asking her, what happened? She said, Mama, they started pow-powing. The guy was right next to me. He started pow-powing. And she said that I hit the ground. I hit the floor. And she said, people stacked on top of me. There was guys sitting on her head, somebody sitting on her hip, somebody on her stomach. And I was like, well, what about the people that were with you? They ran off. So, you know, everybody ran. And I was like, what? And I really could not grasp what happened. I'm like, what? And I was like, how many shots were fired? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. How many pow pows was fired? She said, Mama, it probably was over 100 or 200 pow pows. And it went on for 20 minutes. And I couldn't grasp in my head. And I was just like, what? So she continued to call me because we were trying to figure out where in the world was her purse? Where was her purse? She said, I saw somebody pick it up. And I'm just like, oh, crap. And I was like, well, she was like, I just got an alert to my phone. Just all this craziness was going on. And about, I want to say, maybe about 3-something, our cousin called her, decided to come pick her up. They picked her up, took her off campus. And by that time she was able to breathe. She was still hysterical, very traumatized. She said one of my friends got pow-powed in the foot. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yes, I'm okay. I'm just scraped up really bad. I just really want to go home. I want to get out of here. But she got to deal with the rental car being on campus. Anyway, By this time, we had already called Delta Airlines, called the rental car place, and she called me and she was like, somebody found my purse and turned it in. And I said, what? So they were headed back on campus. By the time she got back to campus, somebody had turned her purse in. Someone had found it. She looked in her purse, nothing had been touched. The first thing my daughter told them, the person who found her purse, she said, I got to cash app you because you didn't have to do this. Like, you don't know how much that you have saved me, because you was going to be out a lot of money by just, y'all, it was a mess. And so as I'm talking to her, now y'all may say whatever. I know there were people saying, don't say this, but y'all know Kimmy's where I'm going to keep it real, right? So my daughter, I was like, well, what exactly did you see? She said, Mama, people were being pow-powed and all I saw was people dropping to the ground. And I'm like, are you serious? She was like, they had been pow-powed. And I was like, what? And so at this time, no media is down there on campus because y'all know Tuskegee is a private institution, really small town. Montgomery is about 45 minutes, maybe an hour away from Tuskegee. All the major cities are not close by. So of course, it's not going to be media there. And so I asked her and she was like, there are people with sheets over them. And I see, red stuff on the sheets. Y'all know what that is. I'm not going to say. But she's telling me all this, and it just seems so hard to believe. And by this time, I'm looking on social media trying to figure out what in the world's going on. Nobody is posting anything. I find one clip, I believe, on Twitter where they have been pow-powing. I'm not going to show it because they will consider that violent. But they have been pow-powing, and she was absolutely right. It was so many rounds. It sounded like they were at war. It was just like things being fired everywhere. And so, Danielle, if you just hold on a minute, I will go on and tell the story. Just don't tell it before me, okay? So anyway, Jazz get her keys. She gets out of there. She drives to Atlanta. She gets on the first flight back home, and she is trying to decompress right now. I haven't talked to her since yesterday, but she is very traumatized, as well as all the other students. Now, what people don't understand, it probably was between 800 to 1,000 people out in this parking lot. This is something that they do all the time. And they were not, it was a great time. Over 80-some thousand people down there at Tuskegee. So you can only imagine. And so I saw a lot of comments online saying about Trump and, oh, Trump not even in office and it's already starting. First of all, I want to say this. This had nothing to do with Trump. This had nothing to do with any type of political, no political reasons or anything. This was, and as my daughter is telling me what was happening, I said, well, did you see who did it? She said, all I know is there were a lot of people at the West Commons who were not Tuskegee students, nor were they Tuskegee alumni. She said they looked like really young kids that were there. And she said there was this guy who had ran past us. And I told my friends, which Jazz and her friends, they're alumni, she had told them like, something seems off. I think we need to leave. And they were getting ready to go when the pow-pow started to take place. Anyway, but she was caught right there smack in the middle of it. But anyway, she was saying that the people didn't look like they were alumni, nor did they look like students. And so this morning, now there had been some news reports. They were saying that the people that were pow-pow were students. They were not all students. They were alumni. My daughter's friend, who is an alumni, got pow-powed in the ankle, and he broke his ankle as well. And I don't know how many others, but I do know when I was looking on social media, there was this one reporter who was reporting, they were reporting outside of the campus of Tuskegee. Tuskegee will not let them on campus, which I don't blame, let them on campus to really see what was going on there. All we know is what our family members and people that were there said. And then for those of you all who have seen the videos surfacing on Twitter and Facebook and on Snapchat, and I posted it on my short videos of some of the things that were happening that on Sunday morning. So anyway, at the time they were asking, now Tuskegee released a statement at the time, they were asking people to come forward to basically tell what you know. Now, my daughter did tell me right before the pow pow took place, there was a drone flying over the West Commons, and she said they had to catch it on camera. Anyway, I was really surprised to see that they caught him, y'all. They caught him. So, of course, we're going to talk about it. And, of course, just like my daughter had mentioned, it wasn't even a Tuskegee student. It was somebody from Montgomery, 25-year-old guy who came down there unbeknownst to me. Why? And we're going to talk about this. So, suspect arrested in Tuskegee homecoming. Pow pow left 1 unalive and 16 injured. Now, what I will say is I don't believe this report is correct. The reason why I want to say it's not correct is because some of the students, well, not some of the students, some of the alumni that have been injured did not go to the surrounding hospitals. They got out of Dodge just like my daughter did. My daughter said when she got on campus to go retrieve her purse, it was like a ghost town. All the RVs, all the campers, everybody had cleared out. Now, y'all know how we are when trouble comes. And like my daughter said, she believed that's why so many people were spared. Because y'all know when we see something, we're going to do what? Everybody put in the comment area. What we going to do when we see something? We're going to run. And according to my daughter, now she was there. According to her, before the pow pow even took place, they were running. They were running because they saw the individual with the weapon. Okay, so let's go here. Let me share this screen again. Child, they calling. That's less than 24 hours. So a suspect has been arrested in connection to the Tuskegee homecoming pow pow that occurred early Sunday morning. Law enforcement has identified 25-year-old Jaquez Myrick of Montgomery as a suspect in the case. Now, y'all know, I had already saw on Twitter yesterday that there was a gentleman, because y'all know I'm nosy, I read everything, comments, whatever. He said, because someone said, what happened? Who did it? And they said it was a young guy from Montgomery. That's before any arrests had even been made. Anyway, law enforcement says Myrick was in possession of a handgun with a switch device at the time of his arrest. Oh my God. Somebody said it was a switch. A switch is a handgun conversion tool that increases the fire rate of a single fire handgun into a machine pistol capable of rapid fire. That's why you heard pop, 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 pop. That's all you heard. Myrick is in law enforcement custody and is charged with possession of a machine pow pow. And this is Myrick right here. What you doing down there at Tuskegee at the Centennial homecoming? Anyway, homecoming week at Tuskegee University, the oldest historically Black college and university in Alabama, was marred early Sunday by a pow pow that left 1 person unalive and 16 injured, 12 of those by gunfire, according to the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Now, according to the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, approximately 1:40, special agents received reports of multiple people pow pow on Tuskegee University's campus. Now, what I want to say about this is my first phone call from my daughter was at 1 o'clock. Let me make sure. I believe it was straight at 1 a.m. Hold on a minute. My first phone call was at 1:08 a.m. on Sunday morning. Now, why in the world did they get a call to special agents at 1:40 a.m.? is unbeknownst to me. I have no clue. But my daughter had already called me at 1, so I believe the time is wrong. Anyway, when officers arrived, they observed an 18-year-old lying on the ground unresponsive. They were pronounced unalived on the scene. Now, this 18-year-old, let me see if I remember his name. His name His name was Latavian Johnson. He was 18 years old from Troy, Alabama. Why he was at Tuskegee, I have no clue, because he was not a student at all. The victim of the shooting was not a university student, but some of those who were injured were. The parents of the deceased individual have been notified. Several others, including Tuskegee University students, were injured and receiving treatment at East Alabama Medical Center in Opelika and Baptist South Hospital in Montgomery. It didn't say anything about alumni, and alumni was injured as well. The university is in the process of completing student accountability and notifying parents. As of what I saw on yesterday, they were canceling classes for today because they are still canvassing the scene and still, y'all know what the detectives and the special, y'all know what they do at the scene. That's what they're doing. So anyway, what I really wanted to talk about this morning is Tuskegee is not the only HBCU has been experiencing violence. And so last week, I believe it was last week, Tennessee State, was it Tennessee State? What was the name of this college? Hold on a minute. It was, hold on a minute. So a Black Knoxville college had a fire on November the 8th. A lot of people did not, I don't think this was covered. I think I heard a little bit about it. But this is affecting our HBCU colleges. So it burned to the ground, y'all. So on Monday night, a devastating fire engulfed an abandoned building at Knoxville College, reducing it to ashes for the second time in its storied history and throwing another obstacle in the path of school leaders working to academically and physically restore the college. Now, originally built in 1893 as a girls' dormitory, L. Nathan Hall later served as an administration building and classroom facility. It first burned down on the campus of East Tennessee, only HBCU 126 years ago in 1896 before being rebuilt in 1898. It is not the first fire. And this is something that is hard for HBCU schools, even for Tuskegee to come back from a massive pow incident, because HBCUs, whether y'all want to know it or not, they're struggling as well. You know, the endowment, meaning the money that they get from federally funded programs, are very small when it relates to a PWI school. That's your private white public white institution, colleges. The endowment is very, very small. And so, and enrollment is small too, because most African Americans, a lot of African Americans, don't want to go to HBCUs. I know here in Mississippi, most people want to go to where? Mississippi State, Ole Miss, I can't count, ICC. That's a community college. That's where they want to go. A lot of Black people here in Tupelo, Mississippi, had not even heard of Tuskegee University, which means they don't know Black history. Booker T. Washington, Tuskegee University, Tuskegee Airmen, Tuskegee Experiment. You know, a lot of people hadn't heard of it. But anyway, our HBCUs are suffering anyway, and to have this negative stain on the campus is bad. And then for something like this to happen at Tuskegee when it did not happen from alumni or the students, this happened from a complete outsider. This is not the only pow incident that has happened during homecoming weekend at an HBCU college. There was also another college, y'all, I'm telling you, October the 15th. This was weeks ago. Tennessee State University homecoming event. Y'all, this happens so frequently. Please go ahead and hit the like button, please, and thank you. 2 suspects arrested in mass powwowing near Tennessee State University homecoming event. Here we go again. Left 1 person unalive and 9 people injured near Tennessee State University homecoming football game event over the weekend, including 1 alleged pow who was carrying out a high-power assault type rifle when he was caught, authorities said. Now, this is a whole conversation, and I really didn't want to get political or anything like that, but why would people have these assault weapons and these weapons made into assault weapons with switches and stuff on it is unbeknownst to me. Now, I understand rifles and handguns and that, and pows of that nature, but not these assault weapons. I don't understand that. I don't think that's a good look for Black people. There's been a lot of negative comments about these powwowing events happening at HBCU schools, saying Black people don't know how to act. And this is not coming from our educated people. These are coming from people who are, which I don't know if they have an education, but obviously they got too much time on their hands to where they want to inflict violence and harm on someone else. Moving right along, she said, so sad, so traumatic for all involved. Definitely senseless crime. It absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. All right, moving right along. So I was this morning there was a man who tragically lost his life by being burned in hot asphalt here in Mississippi. Y'all, this is crazy. I couldn't believe what I heard. Excuse me. So this particular individual, a man tragically lost his life after being burned under hot asphalt after a dump truck reportedly had a mechanical issue in Jackson, Mississippi. Lord Jesus.
Workplace death occurred in South Jackson after a worker was buried under hot asphalt at AJ Materials.
Control, Cameron Smith tells us how the accident happened.
That's Daryl Sheriff's family observing where the 41-year-old lost his life.
My prayers, condolences, thoughts, my heart goes out to his family.
The incident took place at AJ Materials in the 1000 block of East McDowell Road. He was a private contractor who came to AJ Materials with a truck to pick up asphalt. The Jackson Police Department says Sheriff was trying to fix a hydraulic line under his dump truck.
As he tried to fix the vehicle or mitigate the issue with the vehicle actually unloaded all of this hot asphalt onto him.
Sheriff's family told Wade that Sheriff was a good man, just trying to make a living.
A catastrophic workplace death occurred in South Jackson after a...
Wow. That is absolutely insane. Hold on a minute. Let me share the... Oh, that is so sad. Jesus.
People on scene told Wade that the man tried to fight for his life.
You can just think of the amount of damage that was done to him with a load of asphalt.
Dang.
Burning hot asphalt coming down upon his body. They said he tried to fight to, make it through those injuries, but they were just too enormous for him to survive.
Some people on scene told Wade that the man tried to fight for his life.
You can just think
Oh,
of the amount
man.
of damage that was done.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that was so horrific. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Prayers goes out to that young man's family. He was 41 years old. Did we even say his name? His name was Darrell Sheriff, a 41 years old, a private contractor, went to AJ Materials to pick up supplies. The Jackson Police Department said in a statement, according to People, officer discovered Sheriff's body burned under the heavy layer of hot asphalt and said he attempted to fix the truck's malfunction before his death. Oh my gosh. Oh, y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Also, prayers go out to anyone, and I meant to say this and I completely forgot, but prayers go out to anyone who experienced those traumatic events at Tuskegee University. I know my daughter is really having a hard time with what's going on, with what happened at Tuskegee. She does not want to talk about it. And I can only imagine the rest of the students and faculty who possibly could have been there, or even the alumni who were there, what you are going through. What I suggest is, if you have experienced a mass powwowing like what happened at Tuskegee University, make sure you go to counseling. They according to Tuskegee, they have grief counselors available there on campus. And if you are alumni, call you a therapist today and get the necessary help that you need to overcome this big hurdle of this tragic event. All right, moving right along. Let's look in the comment area. Y'all ain't saying too much or nothing this morning. We got the South Memphis Show. He said, grab a membership, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Said Kimmy, the legendary troll god is in the building. So one thing I really wanted to talk about this morning was I've been watching Justice Reacts. Shout out to Justice Reacts. She's doing some really funny commentary on the Funky Monkey and what is that person's name? Agnes Allen and what's the other person's name? Hold on. And No, I think that's what they call these people. I don't know, child. But she's doing really funny commentary on them. And she has something on her community tab, which I thought was absolutely genius. One thing about Justice is she's going to make you think. Y'all remember back in the day, how that saying was, things to make you go, That's the way Justice do me. It's things to make you go, So hold on a minute. I'm going to. So there's a content creator who's doing a, what do you call that? A Christmas giveaway. And I think I touched on this on maybe last Thursday. They're doing a Christmas giveaway. In the Christmas giveaway, they are requiring subscribers, I guess subscribers or members, to actually donate, and then they will have a raffle and give it away. Now, allegedly, I don't know. This is what I've been hearing. Now, allegedly, they did this last year and they raised thousands of dollars. I don't know how many thousands, but it was a whole lot of thousands of dollars. And what happened was, allegedly, subscribers got some of the money, but the rest of the money was unaccounted for, allegedly. Now, Justice brought out some things, so they started this Christmas giveaway once again. And something that she said was, if you're going, let me see, did she delete it? Basically, what Justice was saying is, if you're going to have a giveaway, have it where you can actually track the money. So there won't be a question of, is she stealing the money? Is she pocketing? I mean, what's she doing with the money? But have it where you can track it, have a special account for it, have it when people send the money in that they can put in their giveaway money or whatever. And they were saying that this particular content creator, y'all know we talked about Funky Monkey on here about that disease or illness allegedly that she was allegedly supposed to have. This is the same individual. And I just wanted to mention Justice Reacts. She has a really good channel. She talks about a lot of good things, especially as it relates to Funky Monkey and Agnes Allen, I guess. That's the content creator's name. All right, y'all. I really don't have too much popping off this morning. Nothing. I said I was not going to talk about Trump anymore. Everything in the news was about Trump, Trump, Trump. I really do not want to talk about Trump anymore. I want to keep it moving with him. So we had enough of that on last week. What I am going to do is I will start having an impromptu live every day in the afternoons. It will not be a live like this one. It will just be an impromptu while I get on here talking or what have you. I noticed that when I did the impromptu live on Friday that I had a lot of views. Somewhere or another, YouTube does not like it when you use a third-party source to go live. They like it when you take your phone and go live directly from the app. They don't like you using a third-party source. So, child, we got to capitalize off of these coins. So we will be going live in the afternoons. Impromptu lives in the morning. We'll do some tea. We'll drop some tea here and there, but in the afternoons, we're going to do some impromptu stuff. So anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday morning. Make sure my veterans out there, shout out to all my battle buddies, everybody I serve with in the military, anybody I serve with, basic training, AIT, or if we were stationed together at a duty station, or if we were stationed, or if you was with me in Bosnia and you know who I am, shout out to you. Make sure y'all go get your free meal on today. So anyway, y'all have a great day.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you.
'Cause you're just that subscriber.
Like and subscribe.